Long before the modern nation of Iran existed, the Persian plateau stretched across the heart of Western Asia, a vast and rugged landscape shaped by mountains, deserts, and time itself. Snow-covered peaks overlooked empty valleys, while dry winds moved across open plains beneath endless skies. It was here, over 5,000 years ago, that one of the world's earliest and most influential civilizations began to take form. This land would become known as Persia, a name that would resonate throughout history as a center of power, culture, and innovation. In the earliest periods, ancient communities established settlements across the region, developing agriculture, trade, and early forms of governance. Among these early cities, Susa emerged as a major center of civilization. Positioned between Mesopotamia and the Iranian plateau, it became a hub of commerce, linking distant regions from the fertile lands of Babylon to the civilizations of the Indus Valley. These early networks of trade laid the foundation for something far greater. By the 6th century BCE, a transformative figure appeared in the region. Cyrus, later known as Cyrus the Great, united the Persian tribes under a single net RTB and established what is widely considered the first great Persian Empire. Through a combination of military strategy and political vision, he expanded his rule across vast territories. His empire stretched from Egypt in the west to the edges of Central Asia and the Indian subcontinent in the east. But what set Cyrus apart was not only the scale of his conquests, but the manner in which he governed. He allowed subject peoples to maintain their religions, customs, and local traditions. He is remembered for freeing captive populations, including the Jewish community in Babylon, permitting their return to Jerusalem. His policies of tolerance and administration were recorded in what is often regarded as one of the earliest charters of human rights, the Cyrus Cylinder. Under successors such as Darius the Great, the empire reached new levels of organization and efficiency. An extensive network of roads connected distant provinces, facilitating communication, trade, and military movement. One of the most remarkable achievements was the imperial postal system, which allowed messages to travel across thousands of kilometers with unprecedented speed. Administrative reforms strengthened governance, while economic systems supported stability across diverse regions. At the heart of this empire stood Persepolis, a ceremonial capital that symbolized imperial power. Its grand halls, towering stone columns, and intricate reliefs reflected both artistic mastery and political authority. However, the empire's expansion brought it into direct conflict with the Greek world. The resulting Greco-Persian wars spanned several decades and included some of the most famous battles in ancient history. Marathon, Thermopylae, and Salamis became defining moments in the struggle between East and West. Although Persia remained a dominant force, these prolonged conflicts gradually weakened its position. In the 4th century BCE, a new challenger emerged, Alexander of Macedon. Leading a highly disciplined army, he launched a campaign against the Persian Empire. Despite being outnumbered in many engagements, his tactical brilliance allowed him to defeat Persian forces repeatedly. The fall of Persepolis, which he ordered to be burned, marked the symbolic end of the Achaemenid Empire. Yet Persian civilization did not disappear. Following Alexander's death, his empire fragmented, and new powers rose within the region. The Parthians established a formidable state, noted for their cavalry and military resilience. They successfully resisted Roman expansion for centuries, maintaining control over key territories. Later, the Sasanian Empire emerged, reviving Persian political and cultural traditions. They established a centralized state, strengthened administrative systems, and promoted Zoroastrianism as the official religion. Their Rajdhani, Ctesiphon, became one of the most prosperous cities of its time. For over 4 centuries, the Sasanians engaged in continuous conflict with the Roman and later Byzantine empires. By the 7th century, these prolonged wars had weakened both sides significantly. At this moment, a new Shakti arose from the Arabian Peninsula. The rapid expansion of Islamic forces brought profound changes to Persia. Following decisive battles, the Sasanian Empire collapsed, and the region became part of the Islamic Caliphate. Despite this transformation, Persian identity endured. Rather than disappearing, it adapted and evolved, within the Islamic world. The Persian language re-emerged as a major cultural force, while scholars, poets, and scientists made lasting contributions to global knowledge. Figures such as Rumi, Hafez, and Ferdowsi preserved and elevated Persian literary tradition. At the same time, Persian scholars played a key role in the development of mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy. In the 13th century, the Mongol invasions brought widespread devastation. Cities were destroyed, populations were displaced, and infrastructure collapsed across large parts of the region. Yet even this period of destruction did not bring an end to Persian civilization. By the 16th century, the Safavid dynasty re-established a unified Persian state. They introduced Shia Islam as the dominant religion, a defining feature of Iran that continues to this day. Their capital, Isfahan, became renowned for its architecture, urban design, and cultural vibrancy. In the centuries that followed, Persia faced increasing pressure from European powers, particularly Russia and Britain. Foreign influence grew, and territorial losses weakened the adult politically. In the early 20th century, efforts toward reform led to the establishment of a constitutional system and parliament. However, political instability continued. In 1921, a military leader rose to power and later established a new monarchy. He initiated modernization programs, including infrastructure, education, and industry, and officially adopted the name Iran for the country. His successor continued these policies, but growing inequality and political repression led to widespread dissatisfaction. In 1979, a revolution transformed the nation once again. The monarchy was overthrown, and Iran became an Islamic republic under new leadership. Shortly afterward, the country was drawn into a prolonged war with Iraq. Lasting 8 years, the conflict caused immense human and economic loss. It remains one of the most significant events in modern Iranian history. Today, Iran stands as a nation deeply shaped by its long and complex past. It is home to one of the world's oldest continuous civilizations, a society that has endured conquest, adapted to change, and preserved its identity across millennia. This is more than history. It is a story of endurance, transformation, and cultural continuity. A civilization that has faced repeated challenges, yet continues to exist, strong, complex, and deeply rooted in its past. Like and subscribe for more journeys through history.